Hi everyone, welcome to this talk on using semantic technology to improve decision making at this Oil and Gas High Performance Computing Conference 2021. My name is Chhetri and I am a PhD student at Semantic Technology Institute, Innsbruck. This is an ongoing work that I am working on currently with Anna Fensel, who is also my PhD supervisor at Semantic Technology Institute, Innsbruck. If you would like to reach us, you can do so by writing email or reach us by our website or even the LinkedIn. The outline for the talk is as follows. I'll begin the talk with the introduction to decision making and its essentials, followed by the issues in decision making with the use of artificial intelligence. Then we'll see overview of the semantic technology. What is the motivation for us to select semantic technology, followed by the use case that we are currently working on, automated contracting tool and the predictive maintenance. We will then see how our work can be applied in oil and gas sector, and finally we will see the conclusion. Before moving forward, I'd also like to acknowledge the support that has been provided by projects Smash Hit, Kainet and Commons to our research work. So what is decision making? Decision making is a process of selecting best among the available alternatives to the particular task. It can be as simple as selection between two colors like black and blue, and can grow into a complex situation quickly with the growing number of available alternatives. Why is this so important? This is important because today we are moving from human-centric decision making to machine-centric decision making. That means automated decision making. And at some point of time, we will be relying on it. Therefore, it is necessary to have high-quality decision, as it will impact us ultimately. Where can we apply this then? Well, it can be applied in all possible areas one could think of, like autonomous systems, smart manufacturing, mining, sensing and monitoring, automation like smart home, office. Now that we have seen essentials of decision making, what is wrong or what are the issues with AI that in decision making? There is no question about advancement made by machine learning and deep learning technologies. However, the use of it in decision making has raised a concern because of the following issues. AI systems are biased. There are a number of incidents that have been reported about the biased nature of machine learning and deep learning based systems. One prominent case is US judicial systems, where black people were penalized more than non-black for the crimes that were less severe. The other thing is AI systems lack explainability. Like, you give an input to your machine learning models and you will get an output, but you don't know what is happening under the hood. This black box nature of AI brings or raises the concern of transparency and trust. And it is important to note here is that the thing that you can't trust is not transparent. How can you use that in decision making? Apart from this, the machine learning and deep learning models lack contextual information or the domain knowledge. If we take the example of the two cats right below, we as a human can say which one is pet cat or the cat we have in home or the wild cat. Not just by looking into the morphological structures of the cat, which is almost similar, but also taking into account of the background, like one is in the forest, other one is in the house. This set of information is lacking in machine learning and deep learning. Therefore, it doesn't benefit with the domain knowledge. There is also an ethical challenge or the ethical concern with the use of AI-based decision making, because it is not transparent, it is biased, and you don't know how decisions are being made. Therefore, it requires improvement. There needs the work to be done in improving decision making process, and we are currently working on it. And We want to do so by making use of semantic technology. So what is semantic technology? It's a technology based on the concept of linked data, and it has a capability to provide relationships, like model relationships, and also provide domain knowledge or the semantics. Semantic technology does this by means of ontology and knowledge graph. Here I am going to present you a simple example of knowledge graph and how semantic technology can provide benefit. We have a man, house, and a ball. There should be some relation. For us as a human, there's no issue to identify relations, but it's a problem with machines. Semantic technology, however, is capable of modeling this relationship and can also provide a reasoning capability. For example, the house belongs to man. The man plays ball. The relationship here can be represented by semantic technology. Then the question might be arise here, like, well, there are other techniques that can be used for linking. Well, yes, you can have different other techniques or even represent using the graph, but what you will not have there is the relationship, like how are these two related? How is man related with the house? This is the uniqueness of the semantic technology and also the advantage. Apart from this, semantic technology also has demonstrated its capability in providing transparency, reproducibility, improving accuracy, providing interoperability, and also modeling the law like GDPR. Therefore, it can also help machine learning techniques by providing the domain knowledge which it was lacking. And this is the main motivation why we have selected semantic technology in our work to improve decision making. Now, the first use case is automated contracting tool. It is one of the component of Smash It platform, which is under the Smash It project. The Smash It is a Horizon 2020 project aiming to provide secure and controlled sharing of data in a distributed environment, both for personal and industrial context. It is also aiming to solve the consumer consent problem in compliance with GDPR. The automated contracting tool, being one of the core component, is very essential, and we are working on it by making use of semantic technology. I'll be presenting you how we are working on it and what it does. Let's say we have a data owner who owns the data, and the data controller or data processor who processes the data of the data owner for whatever purpose they want to use it. Now data owner is having a car and it has some information like fuel, GPS information which data controller wants to use. With the law like GDPR, and since we are working in the context of GDPR in this massive project, I'll be talking in the context of GDPR. GDPR limits access of such data which contains sensitive and personally identifiable information like the GPS information in this case. Therefore, data controller needs to have an approval from the data owner to use such kind of data, and sends a request for the consent with the details of what data they will use and for what purpose they will be using. The data controller goes through all the information provided, and if he is happy, he provides the consent. In that case, a legally bindable document, or in other words, contracts, will be generated automatically by this tool, and the data flow begins as long as the contract and the consent is valid. Why is that so? Because the data owner might give the consent for a limited period of time, or the data owner can also revoke the consent. In that case, data flow should stop. That means the contract will be invalidated. This tool, apart from contract generation also performs the task of compliance verification. That means it also checks whether the data controller or data processor is accessing data that is only specified in contract, and it is not accessing data when there is no contract, or the contract has been invalidated. In that case, this tool will notify the breach to the responsible party, and the data controller or the data processor will be liable for the legal action as defined by the law, in our case GDPR. The other use case is the predictive maintenance. Here we are combining machine learning together with semantic technology. That means we are bridging the gap that machine learning has, that is a lack of semantics or the domain knowledge, and we hope to improve the decision making on predictive maintenance by this. Why did we select this predictive maintenance use case? It is because predictive maintenance helps to improve the life expectancy of the machines and also the reliability. Therefore, it prevents any kind of incidents that might occur, because you will be sure that your machines are all in good condition and there is less probability of occurrence of any hazard. The other reason is the market value. Now the question is, how are we using semantic technology? We have the sensor data which will be used for monitoring of machines or equipments. The data from the sensor will be passed to the data enrichment layer, which is also based on semantic technology. Here we perform the data enrichment task. A simple example could be filtering out the erroneous sensor data, and the complex could be binding with the external knowledge. The enriched data or the improved data will then be passed to the machine learning model. Note that we are not making decision based on the output of the machine learning. Rather, we are passing it to the next layer, which is the decision layer, also based on semantic layer. That means the output of the machine learning is one of the factor influencing decision. And then based on the semantic decision layer, we make the decision where we have rules defining how the decision should be made, and then automated control action will be taken if it can be taken. If not, with the potential solution, the notification is sent to the dashboard, and the operator or the user will take the manual control action. This is how we are trying to improve the predictive maintenance by making use of semantic technology together with machine learning. Now, how can we apply our work in oil and gas sector? There has been number of incidents reported due to failure of safety system. That means some failure in machines or the equipment that is being used in oil and gas sector. Predictive maintenance can directly be applied in this scenario and can improve the reliability of machines and reduce all those kind of fatalities that might occur. The other use case, automated contracting tool, or in general the Semantic platform, can be applied to answer the challenge that has been imposed due to the laws like GDPR. Apart from this, the challenge, other challenge like knowledge building or the knowledge management can also be addressed using knowledge graph. For example, cataloging the error, maintaining the documentation based on the error catalog, and provide reasoning so that any user or any person can look into it to get the solution. So what's the conclusion here? Decision making requires more than just AI-based prediction. It needs to be fair, transparent, explainable, and also has to take into account of the relationships that might exist. Semantic technology has all those capabilities as we have seen in the earlier slides, and therefore can be used to improve decision making. Thank you. This is all up from my side, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer you in the chat.